Nintendo. I just completed this game a couple days ago, and I want to say it's a decent game. And growing up playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 and the first one on the Nintendo GameCube, and I think they have a version on the Dreamcast, but I remember playing on the GameCube, staying up late at night with my cousin Tara, and I used to always pick Spider-Man, Iceman. We did pick different people from the Xavier Institute, Wolverine, Beast Boy. It was just extremely a great game. Doctor Doom was a very difficult opponent, man. But this game here, I like the plot when it went into detail. These Infinity Stones, okay? You know, if you watch Infinity War, you know the whole story about that. But I had a little twist to it, and the Infinity Stones was distributed in the universe, and it started off with the Guardians of the Galaxy. You had Rocket Raccoon, you had Drax, you had Gamora, man, you had Star-Lord, and these individuals were great. They were great. They had a good chemistry, but overall, man, you know, you want to go ahead and have different characters involved, man. And so I'm looking like, man, like I can play with Spider-Man. Like the first opponent I had was Sandman. And so, you know, we was in the Galactic Universe. We was trying to pretty much just acquire all these stones from the Black Order. And I'm getting to the Black Order in a minute. I like how the animation series was really good for that, man. But, you know, you fought, you know, Sandman. I was like, man, Sandman, I remember fighting you in Spider-Man 3. Like, he's still the same, bro. And then that was like one of the first opponents. I was like, okay, that was cool, man. And then Spider-Man ate us. He ended up joining the Ultimate Alliance. And we had Nick Fury coming into a bout, though. But I ended up changing my characters during the shield checkpoints. And as you going forward into the game, you actually understand like the ultimate attacks. That actually saved me a lot. I had to fight Ultron. Now Ultron was a villain. He was very difficult. It took me like 10 tries to do it, man, because the thing is that you only can control only a certain amount of characters, and that's kind of how it is. Like you can switch back and forth. You get the feel of different things, like who you want to be with. But I usually use I had used Spider-Man, I used Iron Man in that particular time, Captain America, and you know I think I had the Hulk with me. No, I think I had Drax with me. I couldn't remember, but because I switched so many characters. But I want to say what really grabbed my interest in this beautiful game is that I had opportunity to fight Miss Marvel, Spider-Twin, and Miles Morales. I was like, oh crap! Like Miles Morales, like them individuals were freaking sweet, man. Like, what's going on outside? Okay. Oh, this is a plane. Air Force Base. Okay, anyway, so yeah, so I had Miles Morales, man, from Spider Universe, Spider-Gwen. She was freaking amazing, bro. And I was just looking like, it took me a minute to fight these individuals, man, and we convinced them to join the Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Now, when we got to Ultimo, this is when Ultron just turned into like this huge, big, giant robot, man, after I finished getting him, man. Because if you guys going against him, you know what I'm talking about. Just look out for his beams and his enemies as well. It's going to help aid him to defeat you. But he went to Ultimo, then Ant-Man came around and he was fighting him. Then you had to, it was really simple. You had to pretty much use the gun to defeat him. But man, like these characters were really cool, man. You know, the Green Goblin was pretty much the easiest character as far as like villain wise, besides Sandman. And I want to say most fulfilling when you had to go to this other universe. You have to fight like Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange was pretty much possessed by this demonic spirit, and the spirit was Demano, and he was crazy, man. Demano was really hard, man. I'm looking like, man, this big giant big glob of black charcoal just shooting everybody, hitting everybody. He was just getting huge, man. It took me a few tries, but shouts out to Deadpool, because Deadpool has invincibility. And I met Deadpool after, you know, fighting the Ultron, and we had to go to the Xavier Institute and had Cyclops. We fought Magneto. Magneto was a little tough, man. And we had to fight, who was it? I don't think Mysterio was in it. I think Mysterio was in it for a little bit, but we had to fight the Juggernaut. And I was like, man, and it was just kind of creative, man. They still had the personalities of these characters. As far as like Deadpool, you know, Deadpool was cooking. He was like, man, cooking a bunch of tacos, and Juggernaut just came out of nowhere and just, you know, destroyed everything. And he decided, like, you know, let me take this serious, because, you know, his motivation was like, hey, man, you're not just gonna sit up here and just destroy my food. So I was like, man, playing the video game, it was kind of cool. I like how Nintendo and the publishers, man, they actually added that little humor into it, man, as you progress. But when I got to the Black Order, so it's the skinny dude, man. I think his name is what? Oh God, it's Corvo Glaive, something like that. It's the huge dude, like he's like a mutant, man. just freaking like death or something, man. He was just very difficult, man. I was just like, oh my gosh. So I think it was Corvo, Corvus Glaive, I believe it was him. Then we had a Proximia Midnight. Proximate Midnight was very difficult as well too, and the Evil Doctor Strange. But I was just like, man, the Black Order and then Carl Sodian, he was really huge, and we had to defeat them in order to attain the Infinity Stones. And Thanos is pretty much one of Thanos' crew. Until we met Medusa, then we met Thane, and Thane is pretty much the stepson, right? Well, stepson of supposed to be the son of Thanos, and Thanos kind of disowned him towards the end, and I'm looking like, whoa, like it was just a huge galactic like battle going on, and he obtained one of these huge stones, and this is when you have to fight at the end. Because I was kind of a little disappointed at first, because I'm looking like, man, these characters like Ultron and all the characters in the beginning were kind of a little difficult at first, man, fighting them. But when I got to Thanos, I don't know, it's because my people was leveling up, and sometimes like the fighting styles got a little bit redundant as well. Some people say they really rushed this, but Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 was a little bit better, I say. But Ultimate Alliance 3 is cool. I mean, they're gonna have more DLC and unlockable characters. I believe like Blade. You play with Magneto. You can play with Elektra. She's an unlockable character, and you actually meet her towards the end of the game. But man, going against Thanos was very kind of easy, man. But when I had to go against Thane, when he obtained all like the time zones, the time stone, and the power stone, all that stuff, I was like, man, bro, like he was really deep, man. He was kind of hard, and it was to the point that he had so much power and anger inside him that he couldn't even control it, and he was using that the wrong motives to actually receive mercy from his father, and he felt abandoned from his father. I like how they send that element into the game. And Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, man, the graphics wise on Nintendo Switch, it's not that bad. Just you can do with it, man. It's like a HD version of a Nintendo GameCube, I want to say. And no disrespect to the publishers, I'm pretty sure they did a really good job. I really like the writing on this. I like how we met Black Panther. I'm going all over the place. We met Black Panther and Storm. And Storm's amazing, bro. Like, if you had a chance to play with her. But I ended up sticking with my crew, man. I got the SpiderMan, Iron Man. Deadpool helped me out a lot, man, because he was rejuvenating. And he was pretty much invincible. So every time, you're just going to walk around the stage, and he gains at least 68 health points, man. And that actually add up. But, just getting to know all these characters, man. I might play again. I unlocked Superior. That's pretty much a difficulty, highest difficulty you can get. But Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is really not that bad, man. After we pretty much restore order, and Thane and Thanos took all he ended up destroying his son, I believe, or going to a different universe, and all the stones, like Iron Man collected, Spider-Man and different Avengers collected these stones and distributed to the associated planets, man. So far away. So he won't be in the hands of the wrong people, man. But yeah, when I had to fight, Corvus Glaive, I was just like very frustrated. I want to throw my Nintendo Switch out the window. But Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, it's a decent game. I had a beautiful experience with it. I'm gonna go ahead and play Skyrim. I'm pretty much gonna do a video game review on that. I'm gonna tell you guys what I think. I bought it like months ago. I didn't really have too much time. It's training and everything. So now I got a little more free time. I just want to do more video game reviews, man. I'm just getting back into the gaming. And don't get me wrong, I was good in Call of Duty. I might get a PS4 or Xbox One and add you guys and get back into that, man. Quick scoping and camping. It's like, no, I don't camp though. But getting back to quick scoping, man, for real. And just getting back to Nazi zombies, man. And also, too, most importantly, search and destroy. I used to be the king of search and destroy back in Modern Warfare 2 days. Okay, back into the mid 2000s. Mess with me, bro. Don't mess with me. But yeah, man, I used to have X-Link 93. I used to be the best, man, for real. I mean, I was like #1 2000 in the world as far as like Soul Calibur 4. I used to play that like heavily. But that's here and there, man. I'm gonna close this video out, man. But yeah, if you guys were thinking about getting Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, just think about that. Just think about like everything I said. It can get really redundant at times, but if you like the beauty of the gameplay and you can go around and and you like the script and you love these characters and you're a huge Marvel fan, I say go ahead and copy, man, or rent it. I say rent it, and then once you finish, just give it away. It's like I think a 15-hour gameplay if I'm not mistaken. It depends how well you do, but it's really not that hard. It's a good game, man. But that's all we have to say. I'm out. Deuces.